Welcome to the UW-Stout IT Policy and Audit class, course number ICT-401 and 601. I'm Ray Villar, your instructor for this course. In this introductory video, our agenda will be as follows. First, you'll meet your instructor, yours truly. We'll then discuss the high expectations we have for this course. Next, as everyone in this class will be online distance students, we'll discuss the myths and realities of online courses to ensure that you have the right mindset for this course. Directly related to one of those realities, I also want to discuss the importance and challenge of consistent and adequate communication between your teammates, classmates, and myself. We'll then review the flow of this course. Now, this course was developed by Dr. Evans Vea, with whom many of you have already studied. And as most of you have previously taken an Evan class, you'll recognize our use of modules. We'll then re-examine the discussion process and the computer and internet requirements for this class before concluding with a quick review. In the interest of full disclosure, this is my first semester teaching at UW-Stout, or any college for that matter. But I am excited and honored to teach this class because it's one of the most impactful courses I took when I did my master's at UW-Stout. And more importantly, I know firsthand how crucial CRMs and IT policies and audits are for today's organizations. Per the visual, my name is Reynaldo Villar, but please just call me Ray. I'm an associate lecturer in the College of Science, Technology, Engineering, Mathematics, and Management. I graduated from UW-Stout with an MS and ICT degree this past spring, and I do plan to pursue my postgrad degree in the near future. I live on the other side of the state, outside of Racine, Wisconsin, and I work for a software and solutions tech firm outside of Chicago, where I am the director of digital marketing. In that role, I actually practice what I'll be teaching, administering and developing CRM solutions on Salesforce CRM, HubSpot, and Pardot platforms. I've worked in digital marketing for more than 15 years now, mostly with Chicago area tech startups, along with consulting gigs for firms nationwide. So yeah, you can say that I'm very passionate about all things digital, analytics, and tech. I've also fallen in love with Wisconsin ever since moving up here 6 years ago, after my wife and I were married. But I can't shake the fact that I'm a lifelong Cubs and Bears fan, which means football season is usually the worst time of the year for me. Nevertheless, I am overjoyed to share that my wife and I adopted our 5-year-old foster daughter this summer, so I'm looking forward to a happier winter regardless of how badly the Packers crushed the Bears. Now, most people will describe me as laid back, but I am a dedicated lifelong learner. I'm also very excited about this subject because I've seen firsthand how crucial CRMs have become. I personally believe that what you learn in this course, if you really put in the time to learn it, will give you a leg up in your career, whether you're in IT, operations, or marketing. If you want to learn more about me, please feel free to check out my LinkedIn profile. The URL is on the syllabus, or you can just search for Reynaldo Villar on LinkedIn. And if you are interested, I invite you to connect with me. I believe that LinkedIn is the best thing to happen for workers and professionals ever. I was recruited to my current full-time position at LaunchPoint through LinkedIn. And like many other companies, my employer spends thousands each month recruiting through LinkedIn. Again, I'm a big LinkedIn fan. As I mentioned, I'm a dedicated lifelong learner, and I've come to believe that learning does require a lot of stretching and a little stress. We grow through challenges and some pain. Fortunately, schools like UW-Stout provide us with a controlled environment for a lot of those growing pains and challenges, which is why I look at learning as a great opportunity. And of course, this is an Evan-designed course, so yes, expectations are very high in this class. I'm not saying that to scare you, and it's not to say that it'll be impossible to get A's in this class. In fact, I believe that all of you can get A's, but it will require effort, energy, and commitment on your part. The good news is that Evan has put together a great curriculum for us, and you have a lot of resources to help you succeed, including me. For those of you who are relatively new to online courses, there are a few myths and realities we need to discuss, as these myths may prove detrimental to your success especially in this course. Now, I'm personally a big believer in online learning. In addition to completing my master's degree online, I'm also a voracious user of MOOCs, massively online open courses such as Coursera, Udemy.com, and Lynda.com. By the way, as UW-Stout students, I hope you all know that you have free access to Lynda.com, which is a valuable perk. I regularly download their videos to my smartphone and listen to them during my commute to work or when I'm able to work out. Yes, I'm a bit of a geek that way. Now, the first myth is that online courses are easier. In some ways, they can be, but the reality is that online academic courses are actually more challenging because they require more responsibility, accountability, and self-motivation on your part. For starters, you won't have roommates or be surrounded by other students on the same schedule and workloads as you. In short, online courses require more maturity and an understanding of the different environments you now must use. Now, the second myth is that online courses don't have regularly scheduled meeting times. This is sometimes true, but in this class, you will form groups and schedule regular meeting times for your team. In addition, you should plan to do something daily because it's too easy to let tasks, assignments, and responsibilities slide with online courses. Procrastination can be more problematic for online students because online courses can quickly become an out of sight and consequently out of mind dilemma. So here's a recommendation for you. I recommend that you go into your calendar sometime in the first couple of weeks, if not today, and schedule at least 30 minutes each day to get some classwork in. Whether it's reading the textbook, reviewing the discussion posts, working on labs, and viewing videos. Yes, you can schedule more time, but this is a good minimum to start with. You may not always use a full 30 minutes, but take it from someone who completed his degree online while holding down a full-time job like most of you and being a foster adoptive parent. This is good advice. The third myth is that expectations are not high. Well, as mentioned in the preceding slide, and as you'll see in the syllabus and course schedule, the opposite is true here. You'll be learning a lot of theory and then putting it into practice in this class. In addition to introducing you to Microsoft Dynamics CRM, you'll be learning processes and protocols that you'll see in the real world. You must also be responsible to your teammates and hold each other responsible. Now, the fourth myth is that communication is easy with online courses. In fact, communication is more challenging with online courses. Yes, technology may have given us more ways to communicate, but as online students and instructors, we won't have those face-to-face visual clues we've come to rely on in real life. There's also an extra challenge in this class because a big part of the course involves you working with a team on a project, and teamwork requires strong communication skills. You will need to use Skype for Business, formerly called Microsoft Link, to plan and execute your project, as well as use the discussion boards and email as required. Plus, you need to communicate with me and I with you to ensure that you're getting the help you need to make the progress we all know you can accomplish. Finally, there's the myth that it isn't important to read, listen, or review course material. Of course, the opposite is true. For starters, to successfully complete your team project, participate in online discussions as required, and show your proficiency, you need to invest the time in studying the course material. You can't just BS your way through discussions on your team projects. That means avoiding the temptation to cram your course materials the night before the deadline or scheduled meeting. Procrastination is often the biggest enemy for many online students, but especially in this course. As mentioned in the preceding slide, communication is key. You have several communication channels and learning resources at your disposal, but they are all worthless if you don't use them. So when you get stuck on a task or confused on an assignment, please don't just throw up your hands and give up. Communicate with your classmates, team members, and me to find solutions and answers. One of the discussion channels you'll utilize the first 3 weeks is a discussion forum. This will also be valuable as you begin organizing yourselves into teams, because I will not be assigning you into your groups. You must exercise initiative and judgment, as well as use emails and discussion boards to create a team that can help you succeed. Now, the discussion forums will give you insight into your classmates, but it'll also showcase your strengths to others. The group projects will require a great deal of collaboration, and collaboration puts a premium on strong communication skills. As most of you already working in the real world know all too well, collaboration and communication go hand in hand in today's business environment. Emails are quite frankly the best way to get a hold of me. I reply to emails fairly quickly. Even when I'm really busy, I make it a point to try to respond to emails by the end of the day. If we need a more interactive and real-time channel, we can use email to schedule a time to meet and chat. For real-time communication, Skype for Business, formerly called Microsoft Lync, will be our preferred tool. You'll definitely want to use this for your team meetings. In addition, I ask that you please use the Skype for Business recording function to record your group project meetings and then post them to your team's SharePoint directory. Note that you can join Skype for Business meetings via your smartphone, but functions are often limited for phone users to just audio. Also, someone normally has to be on a PC in order to use the Skype for Business record function. Now, generally speaking, whatever works is the final answer when it comes to the communication question. If other channels like Messenger, Hangouts, SMS, GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar, FreeConferenceCall.com, or any of those can do the job for you, that's fine. But again, it's your responsibility to make sure it works and it works well for your entire team. Now for some specifics. This course is structured into modules. Now, for those of you with some ambition, you can actually plow through most of the module elements in the next few weeks if you really wanted to. But in general, each module is scheduled for 2 weeks in length. The only exception is this first orientation module. In all, there will be a total of 8 modules, each of which will have these listed components. There will be a list of learning objectives in each module, which set the direction and goals for that module. There will also be readings and media, which will lay the foundational theory, processes, and protocols you'll need to learn for the module objectives. There will also be discussion tasks during the first 3 modules. Now, these discussion tasks are intended to help you deepen your understanding of the learning objectives by discussing what you've learned and sharing that with your classmates, as well as seeing what your classmates have learned as well. As mentioned earlier, this can also give you some insight as you organize your teams for the group projects phase. Speaking of which, the modules will have assignments and activities. After the 3rd module, you'll still have individual assignments, but more of your time will be taken up with group assignments. We'll discuss this in more detail later, but just as a preview, you will form small groups of 4 and work hands-on with a dynamic CRM solution. Finally, many of you will recognize the big yellow box that Evan incorporates in his courses. You can also get to the module materials through the Content tab, but Evan's big yellow box provides a handy checklist on the course's homepage to access the module materials, as well as to see the schedule and due dates. If you don't see the big yellow box on your course's homepage, you just need to expand the News section in the main column. This discussion process slide is probably just a review for most of you, but here we go. Your discussion posts and comments will be based on the assigned readings and media for that module. These discussions do have a structure, so before you post your first discussion posting or comment, please review the discussion rules. As you compose your discussion post, please don't just recite everything you read, or worse, just copy and paste items from the text or media. The primary focus should be on what you learned and what you found valuable. Now, the secondary focus is sharing with others. Most of you bring a lot of industry experience to this class. Please share that experience in light of the discussion subject matter and your learnings from the module materials. And of course, please participate in the discussion themselves. Finally, looking at the software, hardware, and networking requirements of this online course, it should go without saying, but we're gonna reiterate it anyway. You are responsible for ensuring that you have the equipment necessary to participate in this course. In addition, you have a responsibility for considering backups or having a plan B should your equipment break down during the semester. Now, of course, it all starts with a dependable computer. So if your computer is on its last legs, consider getting a new one sooner rather than later. Keep in mind that a new computer will require a few hours of setup, personalization, download, and file transfer time. So plan ahead. Software requirement is pretty basic and for the most part cloud-based. For communications, we'll be using the D2L discussion forum, your UW-Stout email, and the Skype for Business program. Now, if you haven't already, you'll probably need to access your UW-Stout Microsoft Office 365 portal to download the Skype for Business into your desktop. Also, I find that I often need to be logged into my UW-Stout Office 365 account in order to Skype with my groups. Now, we will be using the Microsoft Dynamics CRM system for our projects, which is also cloud-based. We will be covering how to set up your Dynamics CRM account in an upcoming video and assignment. And because we are an online class using primarily cloud-based systems, it's really imperative you have a reliable internet connection. Dial-up internet, if you're one of the handful of people left in this world who still use it, is insufficient for this class. You need to make sure that from wherever you're participating in this course, you have reliable internet. I also recommend that you think of backups. For example, if your home access conks out, are there local Wi-Fis you can access? I've had that happen to me. Luckily, I had a nearby Panera and public library that I could use to complete my work. I also recommend investing in a microphone. Now, your laptop probably has one built in, but a headset and microphone helps improve the quality of your communication. And if you have difficulties now or run into problems in the future with your computer, software, and internet connection, please don't delay. Get it fixed right away. The bottom line is that you are responsible and must take control of your computer and connectivity needs. Now, UW-Stout does have resources to help you, but you need to act ASAP. All right, so here's what we covered in this introduction. You met your instructor. We covered the expectations we have for this class and the myths and realities of online courses. We discussed the need for strong communications and the modular flow of this course. We also reviewed the discussion process, and we concluded with a review of the software, hardware, and networking requirements for this course. That's it. Look forward to having you in this course. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. And again, please do communicate and collaborate with your classmates. All right, good luck, everybody.